Hello, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for joining me. And if you've been around, welcome back. We're filming in the dark, so I guess it's kind of fitting because this subject is not on the lighter side and a little less talked about, but I definitely have been called to open up and share a little bit more of my story, and this has been one I have been avoiding most of my life, probably. Some of the parts of the story I don't think I have even said out loud. So we're gonna see how it goes. See if the dogs cooperate. But in all honesty, I just want to share a piece of my healing journey and how I have really gone through these layers and what it has brought my attention to and what it has helped me become aware of and what I'm currently working through, because healing is definitely a journey, and the more I lean into it, the more I am aware of things that I still carry wounds from or beliefs from, and it's a work in progress. So definitely will share some wins and just kind of share where I'm at and how I got here. Okay, so sharing a little background, this addiction that I have become aware of and really thought that I could just kind of push it under the rug and it wouldn't have to be a part of who I am and it wouldn't cause me to hold any identity with it, which I'll talk a little bit about that. But most of my life, I have been a fairly active person. Now, being active does not necessarily mean you're physically fit, you have the best body, you have all these check marks, in all your boxes. And I think that's where a lot of my struggles originated, because I was an active kid, always outside playing. I was big into basketball, so pretty much played year round. I had practices, like, if student athlete, like, it's more than just playing the game. It's like, how many practices can you go to? And it's really a commitment to have this kind of active lifestyle. And I struggled with being active and like capable. My physical body was capable of doing so much for me as a kid and a young adult that I was like, why do I not feel good in my body? And I was always comparing myself or thinking about what it should be. Like, I can do this much physical activity. Like, why don't I look like this? And there was a lot of those thoughts within me that I didn't vocalize, I didn't share, I didn't really express to anyone. And I think I've held it in for so long that it's like, that do people even know that that's a part of me? And as I got out of high school and went to college, I really found this freedom with food. It's like, oh, I can eat whatever I want. Like, yes, like, obviously I had some freedom like in high school, but it's like when you went to college, it was like you had a choice about every single meal. And that's where I really knew I loved food. Like, food, I love food to this day, right? But, freshman 15 and all these expectations in college, and I did gain weight in college, and I still kind of had this active lifestyle. So it was really this challenge for me, like, why isn't this resulting in this? And it's just something I kind of went up and down with my whole, like, since being in college. I was able to lose weight at times, I would gain weight, and it went through the seasons and phases of life as well. But I still didn't have this understanding of what my body needed to be like fully functioning at its best. And like, I was physically fit at times, but my body still wasn't responding in the most healthy way. Like, I would still experience illnesses and pains and all these other things that it's like, I think I'm doing the right thing, but it's not all adding up. And when I look back, I have had these moments where I have gone through these huge physical body transformations, and it's so empowering. And to be able to do that, it's like a goal, right? You achieve this goal of losing weight or fitting into this jean size or feeling a certain type of way. Like it could be a healthy thing that I accomplish or achieve. It wasn't always about the scale or the clothes I fit into, but being a woman and always thinking about how other people look and growing up and not really having conversations around that, I was just like always thinking like what I didn't have and what I didn't resonate with and what I didn't feel, even though I tried to eat healthy. I've tried to do all the physical things and I work out all the time, and obviously I go through phases where I just neglected all of that. And that's where the up and downs come from. But I had, weight fluctuations throughout the years. I've had really good nutrition times and really poor nutrition times. I've always enjoyed like pushing myself and saying like, what can I do physically? What can my body do for me? And in this, I have learned that there's so much that I'm not paying attention to, and there's so much that is beyond just what are you eating and how are you moving your body. And I will tell you, so a few times in my adulthood, I have lost a significant amount of weight, and I did it in a healthy way. Like I would work out, I would really follow a nutrition plan, and it would take me several months to lose this weight. And maybe I didn't get to like my goal weight, but then I kind of learned like it's not about the weight. Like I've done a lot of deconditioning about ways to feel good in your body. It's, I appreciate the scale, but it's not all about the scale. And I appreciate body measurements and feeling good in my clothes. But at the end of the day, like I know a size 10 from one store can be 6 inches smaller than a size 10 from another store. So I really was trying to take myself away from any number scale. And that's when I started to dig into how I felt. And not just how I felt, but how I responded to my body and how I talked to my body and how I treated my body. And all these times before where I've lost this weight, I didn't show any appreciation for what my body was doing. And I've gotten to this point now where I am 33 years old and I am at a weight that I said I never want to be that weight again. And I've caught myself asking myself like, again, like, why am I in this position again? How did I get here? And this could be applied to any area of your life. It doesn't have to be weight or body image or self-love. It could be finances. It could be anything, right? Tell me where you have felt a time where you feel like you're repeating a lesson. And this is where I really had to be honest. And it's like, I have a really unhealthy relationship with food where I love food. I think it's amazing. I think it satisfies a lot of things that my body does crave. But the way I consume it, the way I use it, especially with my emotions, is so unhealthy, where I finally admitted to myself that I am addicted to food. And it's at a point where it's unhealthy because I hide it. I don't talk about it. I literally can consume so much food in an amount of time if I know I have a limited amount of time to be alone. And it became a problem because then I would sit there and I would sulk and hate myself and talk poorly about my body. And it was just like this huge explosion, right? Like this, everything just went up into flames as I'm realizing like the universe didn't necessarily put me in this position again. It's bringing it to me. It's in my reality, but I brought myself in this position because I still have something else to heal. I still have something else to learn. I've gone through the weight loss journey, but what I'm dealing with right now isn't about a weight loss journey. It's about my relationship with my body and the relationship I have with food. And I will tell you, admitting that I have an addiction with food is huge. Me being able to tell my wife, like, I just ate whatever, X, Y, and Z because I knew you were going to be home. It's like huge, right? And having this awareness is the number one step, I would say. It's for a lot of things, right? But what do I do with that? And how do I forgive myself for being in this position that I am? And how do I love myself right now? There's this belief that you can start changing when you start accepting how you are right now. And a lot of people question that, and a lot of people kind of resist that. But I've learned that there is no other way to transform my physical body and feel good about it and not keep fluctuating unless I start by loving myself. Unless I start being really honest about what I'm doing to it. Because I'll be the first to tell you, I am really good at times. I'll go days where I fuel my body properly, I take my vitamins, I move my body. But I don't think of my body any differently. I think of it as this mound. Like, I don't even know what other words to say, but like, it's the mindset that really needs to shift. And I've gone through mindset shifts with my body image before. Like, I've been here before. I've done a lot of this work before. I have experience in this, right? And that's where part of it gets me a little bit excited, but I've really had to take a step back and stop asking, like, why am I in this situation again? And start forgiving myself and loving myself. And that's where I'm at right now. And that's how I'm able to make this video and say that I am addicted to food. And I've had a very unhealthy relationship with food, especially when dealing with my emotions. Anytime all of a sudden, like, a low hits or some type of emotion comes out of it nowhere, or like I just wasn't planning on being upset or have like this low vibrational frequency, I go to food. The only thing that sometimes stops me is if people are around. So it's like this secretive thing that I've used for years, and there's been times where like I've really been able to resist that urge because I have had healthy, like, I know what the healthy coping skills are. I know ways to divert myself from doing that. But it's a matter of committing to that. One, there is a discipline to this, right? But also recognizing that we are here. I'm here, not we, but I'm here. And it's okay that I'm right here because there is something else that is ready to be revealed and healed, and it's just another layer. And I can hope that that is one more layer that I won't have to do like this cycle, right? Because it's really been a cycle of me losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight, and like having this kind of, it's been with food the whole time. And I mean, exercising and movement, I've been fairly consistent with my whole life. But the food, it's really been this cycle of, yes, it's a healthy relationship. No, it's not. And there's been a lack of balance for me. And I think that's where the cycle is. And I'm at this point now where I'm ready to break the cycle. And a part of me thinks sharing this is going to help me. And I really believe that. And I think that it's going to empower me to approach this in a different way, to dig a little bit deeper, to find that wound that really is at the root cause of this, because I truly believe that like this isn't surface level. This isn't about working out differently. This isn't about switching all these things and trying out all these new things. I know, like, I have all the tools I need to change my physical body, but I'm not at the point where I need to change my physical body. I'm at the point where I need to heal this wound and relationship that I have with my body and with food. And I want you to see, or I just want to share this because I have done this before. I think it's a body image. I think it's like, oh, I need to lose weight. and I'll feel better. But that's not gonna keep the weight off, because there's another wound, there's something else there that's encouraging me to keep this unhealthy relationship. And I'll tell you, addiction is a manifestation of a wound and something that can be healed within us, no matter what you're addicted to. There's something that, like, if you recognize that you are relying on something in an unhealthy way, I know that there's just this uncovering that needs to be done. And when you get to the wound, it doesn't mean that it's healed. So that's where I'm at. Like, I know the wounds, but I'm in this process of healing it. And it's not a matter of gaining more resources and tools to help me lose weight, or to help me feel better in my clothes, or to help me eat better or make better decisions with my eating. Like, I have all that awareness and tools. It's a matter of recognizing that this is a part of my story, and this is a part of my journey that I have to go through, because there's something that I haven't learned. I've been able to do all of the physical stuff, physical transformations, mindset transformations in regards to my body, but there's something in my soul that is not quite yet healed. And I might have to do this cycle again, right? I won't know for sure, because maybe I'll heal one thing and shift through this, and then some cycle will come again. Like, addiction just doesn't necessarily, like, go away. It's something that resurfaces through other wounds and other experiences. But I've come to this point because I've recognized how, when I pay so much attention to healing my mind or my limiting beliefs or whatever my truths are, I can't neglect my physical body, and I can't neglect my soul. Like, they're all trying to work together. And I feel like I've just gone through this cycle, like, focusing on one thing, like one of them at a time. And now I'm finally at this point where it's like, let's heal this, but with mind, body, and soul, and in you know, holding those together. And we're gonna see where it goes. We're gonna see. And in the meantime, I'm relying on support. I am relying on my new knowledge and my awareness, and really just loving myself through it. Like, I am a human being in this human experience right now, and it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be easy. And I'm going to take it one day at a time. So, yeah, it's like, I just want to share, if there's ever something where you're like, again, like, do I have to go through this lesson? What else do I need to know? And that's exactly what it is if you find yourself in the same position and you're like, I thought I learned this lesson, dig a little deeper, because there's something else. There's something else there that you can heal from or learn from. And it's a matter of just kind of slowing down and recognizing that, and don't be hard on yourself for being in that position, because even though I feel like I'm in the same position I have been in the past, it's completely different. One, because of my awareness, but also because I have so much more that I'm working with, that I'm already going down a different path. Like, I'm sitting here telling you about my food addiction, and it's just kind of mind-blowing. So if you resonate with this, and if this kind of sparks an interest for you to dive a little deeper, I just want to say congratulations, because that is a huge step, and I honor you right now for that. Know that I am somebody who loves to talk about the possibilities and the transformations and everything that comes with it. And I love this stuff, even if it's hard. So just know I'm here for support, and I'm sending you my love and my light, because you are never alone. And I wanted to share this. I hope you guys receive something from this. I promise. I will continue to share a little bit about this journey and how this goes, because like I said, I'm in the thick of this. But I know in this moment that it is healing. So thank you, I guess, for letting me share, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.